All right, well, welcome back. I know this is not part of the garage build, but believe it or not, there are more videos of that series coming up. This is the part 2, I guess, of the oak bunk beds, which I have to make a set of stairs so that the kiddos can have access up and down to the upper bunk. And so I just planed this stuff to this oak to 1 inch. And somehow I'm going to have to invent some stairs. I've got 3 dimensions to work with. I've got the height, the distance from the wall the stairs can come out, or the run, and the width. And I have to make stairs to fit into that opening. And yeah, I'll come up with something and it'll work. And hopefully it'll look good, but I don't really have a plan in my head. I'm going to have to start doing some drawing and gazintering. So there you go. I'll be right back with hopefully some idea of what's going to happen. Right, what I did was I took the dimensions of the rise and the total rise and run and I drew them out onto the Sharpie on the table here. And I divided up we have actually a 7 13/16 rise, which is very good. This original drawing has like, 13 inches for the rise. And little kids are never going to be able to step up that. So this is much better. We have 7 treads, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 treads at 7 13/16. So I drew that out. And then I just laid the stringers right on there. I got the bottom angle. This is the horizontal angle and the plumb angle. And I drew out the actual treads on here. The other thing I did was I did a design for the treads. They're 10 inches wide. And at the center point, the whole thing is 20 inches wide here. At the center point, I drew an arc down to the next step up. And it looks pretty pleasing. That'll give you plenty of room for your feet to land on here and on the next tread and on the next tread. And yeah, I think so. I'm going to end up making a pattern out of one of these. And I think using a flush trimming bit, copy that onto the oak tread so that I get a nice radius on every single one of them. The pencil mark here represents the top of the tread. I am going to route out a 1-inch channel in here, probably a 1/4 inch deep. And the ends of the treads will sit in there. I'll do a little shoulder on there. So they'll sit in there, and I will screw and plug them, glue, screw, and plug them in, so they'll look really clean. All right, so I cut this shape out. I've had some scrap 1/2-inch plywood. This is the shape of the tread as you step up. So I cut this out on the bandsaw, and then to get it, oh, hold on, the dog wants to come in. You want to come in? To get this perfectly smooth, to get all the chatter from the bandsaw teeth, I used this radius plane. It's an antique. I've used it a few times, and it is actually the exact tool for the job. All of my electric tools would never have done it. So I set the radius, and I cleaned this edge up, and then I did a little light sanding on it. And it gives me a nice smooth radius here. Took the stock for the treads, and I drew out using this pattern, this pencil line here, and I left like a 1/16 of an inch. And then the next step is to clamp this all down on here. Clamp it in place. One quick pass with the router, and it gives me a little bit of sanding, but that's pretty dang good. And I just have all 7 treads to do, and they'll all be pretty similar. Even though they're not going to be next to each other, I still want them to be similar. All right, so that's all 7. They're all, let's see, they're all really, really close. There's one little bump on all of them. I think that was in the pattern, but I can sand that out. I'm very happy with it. It was quick and dirty. So I'm going to actually clamp them together, and I'll do a layout on all of them, because they're not going to be, right now they're 20 inches, and they're only going to go into the stringers a 1/4 of an inch on each side. So I've got to, while I've got them here all lined up, I'm going to clamp them together and lay them all out so they're all exactly the same. All right, so there are the treads. I put a radius, 3/8 inch radius on them. Looks and look pretty nice. And now I'm doing the shoulders, so that the shoulders, I'm going to actually have to do that one by hand, because I can't fit it on the table saw. Because this is the setup. It's very simple. The backer block, so they get less tear out. It's a 1/4 inch to this side of the blade, and I don't even know what the height is. Doesn't matter. But so I'm going to do that side, that side, that side, and that side. And I'll have to do that one there, like I said, by hand. And then the treads will basically be done. And then it's just plow out the mortises on the stringers and do a bunch of work to that. So getting there. I'm bad. I forgot to bring the camera down, and I got started on this. I just routed out all of the grooves for the treads. See, one's in there. There will be, I'm going to drill through here from this side and drill from the other side to put screws in, so that I can screw and plug those holes. So you won't see any fastenings, but some plugs going up the outside. Yeah, I just made a simple disposable jig that slid along, clamped it in place, and routed out using this laminate trimmer, basically. Worked pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is get another router and actually ease the edges of everything, and then everything's got to get sanded, wetted, and sanded again. And maybe today I can actually get this put together. We'll see. All right, see these funny little holes at the top? Well, these are the top of the stair stringers. This will land against the wall. And I was originally going to hang the whole stairs on French cleats. And French cleat is something like this, where you've got 2 pieces cut at an angle. One gets attached to the wall, and the other attached to the, oh, excuse me, I got it. I have this wrong here. I got it upside down. This one gets attached to the wall, and that one gets attached to the cabinet. So when you cabinet slides over, it just hangs on this French cleat. I was originally going to do that to hang the stairs, but I changed my mind and I made this piece with a 3/8 inch radius, and I'm going to actually just notch. I used a Forstner bit and drilled these holes as accurately as I could, and I'm going to, with a chisel and a saw, cut that out. And this will slide in there. I'm going to screw this right to the back of the stringers, and when we get there, we can find the studs and actually just screw this directly to the wall. All right, that's how it fits, just like that. And once I get the stairs all screwed together, I'm just going to put one screw behind here. I think that'll hold everything. All right, that's what they look like. I haven't ever seen them together. You're seeing them together for the first time, just like me. So you can see that I had to clip this corner here because that's where the traffic is coming, and any little bit that we can gain there is good so people don't trip on that. I think it looks all right. The kids should have no problem going up and down it. And now I'm going to start working on some kind of a handrail, just simple. I'm not going to go crazy on it, and it's not going to be, yeah, it's just going to be very, very simple. This side over here is where the bed is, so I'm not doing any handrail on that side. All right, that looks pretty good. I just have to cut this off here and glue it together. These are the balusters and the handrail. I'll glue it all up, and then afterwards I'll sand it and ease all the edges. All right, there are the stairs. They fit in here nicely. I wasn't expecting the bed to be pushed that far, but as you can see, these stairs are actually, they're screwed to the wall, so if the bed moves this way, then we'll have to take it apart and slide it to the left. But I think in hindsight, I would have had these laps on the other side, so you've got the look of one continuous rail, but I think it looks pretty good. I went up and down it. It works perfectly fine. And they still have plenty of room to walk through here and store stuff in there eventually. And this is the same room with the hidden bookcase door. So when you come down the stairs, there's the bed. And like I talked about, they're thinking about putting another bunk bed that wraps around up here with a library ladder that will roll around. I think that's it for that project. They've got mattresses coming, and my part of the deal is done to build all of this so that people have a place to stay when they come to visit. There's more videos coming. Thanks for watching. I'm sure there's another project or two in this house. They're all kind of interesting and keeps me out of trouble.